What's up, y'all? Welcome to My Favorite Lyrics. It's the podcast where we talk about lyrics, except for when we're talking about other stuff. My name's Devon Walker. And today, we've got one of my favorite people in comedy.
Wow.
She's so funny. We just did a separate podcast together.
We did.
And in Los Angeles. And I love her so much. Y'all, welcome to the show, Jo Firestone.
Thank you. Wow. It's beautiful to be here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jo, you just got back from LA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
you were
back.
out there. I normally in these things, I feel like people list credits, but I'm like,
sure.
you guys can look that up.
Yeah.
Y'all can look up Jo's credits.
It's fine.
She's got stuff going on.
It's
She
fine.
was just working on Taylor Tomlinson's show
Yes.
After Midnight.
Yep.
Yeah,
And now I'm back.
and now you were back.
Yep.
How was it? Are you an LA person? Does it vibe with you?
I'm at peace.
You're at peace being back, or you're at peace in LA?
Okay. So I'm not gonna be one of those people that
You're not gonna do the LA New York thing.
no, because I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you
Okay.
don't want to do that.
So
I get it.
I did okay. I got this. I found that everything everything was pretty, I would say, challenging to me, and I found that. But I actually, can I tell you something?
Go ahead, please do.
I don't know what. So this, it's hard to say because I doubled my medication at the same time that I moved back.
That you moved back here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the question is,
Yeah.
because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so chill now. LA made me chill, right? Like the other day I was like, I ordered a pizza and it just didn't come for an hour and a half.
Hate that.
And I was like, pizza's gonna get here when it gets here.
Oh, now
I'm different now.
You've become relaxed since. I feel like normally it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Normally people go to LA and they're like, they like the slow pace of everything. You've actually come back to the anxiety-filled place, and
I'm ready.
you're very at peace
I
with
said
it.
the pizza will come, and the pizza did come.
How was the pizza when it got there?
Awesome.
Okay.
And I said, thank you. It was really chill, and I'm really chill now. And I can't tell if it's the medication or the LA's influence on me.
Interesting. I guess there's only one way to find out.
No. I can't. I don't.
You're not gonna.
I can't.
You're not gonna do that.
Nope.
Well, welcome back to the
Thank
city.
you, thank you.
I similarly feel like I can't. I'm not a New York City, or I'm sorry, I'm not a Los Angeles guy.
You seemed like really good there.
I was having a nice time. Jo and I did a podcast called Love It or Leave It.
Yeah.
Which is a podcast apparently that a lot of people listen to.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, adults.
literally like
Adults are listening.
truly grown-ups.
Yeah.
Like in a way that like I saw somebody the other day and they're just like, love when you were talking about Benson Boone the other day on the podcast. And I was like, huh. I understand that like this is the point of it, but genuinely I forget that people like actually listen to the stuff that we say on those things.
Absolutely.
I forget that that's like actually
It's
that's like part of
horrifying.
somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody listening to this right now. That's
I can't
whoa.
imagine who you are.
That's
I can't
crazy.
imagine.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
What are you up to? But we're soundtracking someone's something.
Walk?
Yeah, somebody's walk.
Yeah.
Somebody's exercise. Are you a podcast at the gym?
You think
person?
someone's exercising to this?
Sometimes I listen to a podcast at the gym. Do you do it?
You can run while someone's talking?
I don't like to run.
What are you doing at the gym?
You know what I'll do? If I'm on the treadmill, steep walk. I do a steep walk for like 30 minutes. It's usually just me and like bad bitches. That's usually who's doing that type of activity. It's not like dudes don't really do it. This is really, it'll be like me and like hot girls and like gay guys who are all like, I don't like running. I don't enjoy the sensation of like not run. I don't like running for running's sake.
Because of knees.
Maybe.
Oh.
I just do. I don't. Do you like running?
Because of knees. No.
Yeah, because of knees.
I've been watching Love Island. Have you watched it?
I recently have been getting into Love Island.
So like all the boys do is like they like cook food for their girlfriends and then like they go work out and then they
in
like
the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does seem so much like prison.
What?
Like they can't leave and they
Yeah.
just the only thing they can do is exercise.
So and that's why everybody's buff.
Yeah.
That's why everybody got six packs.
But it feels like they got sent to prison.
Yeah, they're doing prison exercises. And where are they in Love Island? They're in like
Fiji.
They're in Fiji.
they
But they
all-
never are doing any like Fiji act. Like they don't go. It's not like the real world. You know
No.
what I'm saying? Where it's the real world where there's a center house, but then it's also like
They're not
going,
interacting
If
with
they're in
the-
like
no.
Memphis, they didn't do one in Memphis. But if they did, They go get some like Memphis
Real
barbecue.
world Memphis.
Real world Memphis. Real world St. Louis.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they ever did a St.
No,
Louis.
I don't think they ever would.
Joe, you're from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Which is a place that I don't think I've ever known a place that simultaneously has people who like really take pride and like love where they're from,
Yeah.
but also never want to be there. Every single person that I know from St. Louis is like the 314. I'm from the Lou and I'm proud. And then it'll be like Christmas time and I'll be like, hey, like, are you going to go see your family? And they're like, yeah, I'm going to leave Friday night and I'll be back Sunday morning. Every person from St. Louis I know is spending as little time back there as possible and doesn't have anything really good to say about it. But they also feel like a deep. Does this relate to you?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Was this you as well?
Yeah, I sometimes I'll look on Zillow and like be like, what could I do in St. Louis?
Sure, probably a lot.
Well, a lot of these it's a lot of houses that used to be churches.
Oh.
I don't know what's happening with God, but
nothing good in St. Louis, clearly.
The churches have been abandoned, and now they look like a church, but it's like there's a couch, no pews.
Huh? I don't want to live there. I don't want to.
You don't?
That feels haunted to me. I know it's like a house of the Lord, but I feel like an abandoned church feels like God has left.
I know.
Now you don't know what's getting in there.
I know.
You don't know who inside of there now.
It's so
it's not Christ.
I'm one of those people that's really trying not to interact with haunted stuff.
Of course. As opposed to everybody else be like, I'm diving into that haunted shit, not Joe.
Well, some people are brave, and I'm trying to avoid that pretty strongly.
I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I would say that California, the one thing that's good about California.
One thing.
Is that it's like, it really doesn't, there's really not a lot of haunted feelings, I find.
Oh, interesting.
I know that they're like, yes, there's ghosts, but I'm not experiencing that.
You're not going to that part. Los Angeles to me feels haunted at night.
Yeah.
Just in general.
But if you go to bed at 8:30.
Which most people do. Maybe that's why everybody's going to sleep so early.
That's right.
In Los Angeles. That is, sorry, not to do the New York, LA thing, but truly like an issue that I have with the city, I think, is I'm so accustomed to like late nights and like alcoholism.
Sure.
And those are like two big tenets of like my life and the people I spend time around. And it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm staying up late with alcoholics a lot. That's a big part of what I do. And going out there, like both of those elements are removed. Nobody is addicted to alcohol and nobody's out till 4 o'clock in the morning. And so then like it's just quiet on the streets at night in a way that I think is very eerie to me for like such a big city.
I know. Last night I got ready for bed at 8:30 and I was like, something's up.
You sure?
You're not supposed to do that here. And I realized that this was it's just not.
Did your lifestyle change between?
Yeah, I was going to bed at 8:30.
Before?
No, this LA made me it feels like it's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like I would eat dinner at 4:30.
Well, that's cool. You're living like a geriatric person. Jo, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
On a musical level,
yes.
What was sort of like, what was young Jo listening to when you were a little lass?
Oh, when I was a little lass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never said that before.
I
get on here and I start saying crazy shit. I get on here, I don't talk like this. If you know me in real, I don't talk like this and I don't know where some of this stuff comes from. I've never said anything like that. I'm so sorry, y'all. That's fucked up. I'm really...
Treat me to a little toodaloo now. Okay, so,
that's crazy. I'm talking like I have a kazoo in my pocket.
I love it. A kazoo in your pancake?
In my pocket.
Oh, yeah.
It's Jo. I said this the other day when we did that other podcast, but I do think you're the white Tracy Morgan of our time.
Okay.
And I think that's tight.
Well,
he's one of my favorite people. He's my favorite SNL cast member.
Whoa.
And I do think he's the funniest person in the world.
But that's crazy, because what about yourself?
No, I'm not my favorite cast member.
That's too bad.
No, I live in here. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I gotta see it all firsthand. If anybody tells you they're their own favorite SNL cast member, that person is sick in the head, and you should distance yourself from them immediately. That's such a scary type of person to be like, oh, whose stuff do I like? All the stuff that I've made. Those are the best sketches on the show. It's like that's. Ugh.
Confidence.
No.
It's beautiful.
That's icky.
Okay, fair enough. But I guess when I was younger, I liked to listen to. I really liked to listen to, like, I guess doo-wop and soul. I was
Doo-wop?
really into doo-wop and soul.
Is that a St. Louis thing?
I don't know. You know what's really St. Louis?
What's that?
Rockabilly.
It's okay. See, can we clear this up
The
right
bangs.
now? Because I've never been 100% clear on what rockabilly is.
What do you? Hold on.
In my mind,
Be a picture,
in
right?
my mind,
Yeah. What is it?
it is a woman who it's a white lady
Yes.
who's wearing a polka dot dress.
Yes.
That is kind of like it kind of poofs out at the bottom.
Absolutely.
And it's maybe like knee length.
Absolutely.
It's got some straps up here.
Of course it
going
does.
really deep into the dress for some reason. And then she's got tattoos. This girl's tatted up,
Yeah.
and she has the haircut. She has dark hair, and she has the haircut where it like loops. It
Yes.
like curls around.
It sure does.
Okay, so I've nailed all of it.
Yeah, and
All
what's
right.
she listening to?
See, that's what I'm not clear on.
Like ding 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 ding, my baby. You know that?
Is it banjo music?
But it's like my baby left me in the hole.
Let's play. Baby, let me in the hole. Why would your baby do that? Why she left you in the hole? She not treating you good. Hold on, I'm gonna.
My baby digged a hole and she left me in the hole, and now she's shoveling back the dirt. Yeah, something like that.
I'm gonna play. I just googled rockabilly,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna play the first thing that pops up. There's
Okay.
a video that's called Rockabilly Blues.
Okay.
Let's just kind of see what's going on there.
Yeah.
Oh, this person dressed very differently than how I described.
Oh. Oh. That's the hat is there, sort of.
Yeah. This dude's got a big hat with a feather in it. This guy, I will say, he's got this sort of vibe going on. I will say, like, even like on a clothing level, I'm not really rocking with what he's got going on. But I will say, like, if you ever get bit by a snake, he knows what to do. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? You got some venom in you? Not for much longer. Not around this man. He knows antidotes. He definitely knows that. He's connected with that type of world.
Yeah, I feel like he's the kind of guy you go to when you found a scorpion in your shoe.
Easily. And
Yeah.
you're like, I don't even know what bit me or stung me,
Yeah.
but like it looks like this. And he's like, say no more.
He's like, hand me that shoe.
Yeah,
And then he goes,
He's like, give me a bunch of like onions and a nail, and we'll figure this out right now. That's who this man looks like. Okay, so this is St. Louis. This is St. Louis.
that's, yeah. But I feel like that was kind of very, very, like we used to go to this guy a lot, go to see this guy a lot live, called Clownvis Presley.
Okay. He's
Have
a
you heard of
clown.
him?
I've not heard of Clownvis Presley, unfortunately.
Okay, so Clownvis Presley gets clown face paint, and then he does an Elvis impression, and he sings Elvis songs, and he's got a little entourage.
Who is his entourage?
I
Are they
think-
also clowns?
Superman and a little guy. It's like a whole thing, and I remember going to that a lot in my 20s, going to see him a lot.
Oh, this wasn't when you were a child.
Oh no.
In my mind, you were saying this is when you were a kid.
No, this was like what we do in our 20s.
Did you go to college in St. Louis?
No, I stopped going for a bit, and then I moved back after college.
I see. And you were going to see Clownvis Presley. Where would he play?
At Atomic Cowboy.
Is he still around, Clownvis?
I think he moved to L.A.
Everybody does.
I know. Everybody does.
Everybody does. I guarantee you Clownvis Presley is uglier than you.
No, he's hot. He's really hot.
Now I gotta look this guy
He's
up.
really hot.
Clownvis Presley, is he a good singer?
Yeah, really good.
I feel like you could probably
He was on America's Got Talent and
I see.
and
Okay.
British woman.
Oh, the British lady on there, Heidi Klum?
No.
Oh, Heidi Klum's not British.
Sharon Osbourne, I think.
She's on America's Got Talent?
Nope. Something. X Factor. Something.
She's one of those talent shows.
Sharon Osbourne got really mad at him.
What? Oh, because of the Elvis of it all? Like, she didn't think he was doing a good job with Elvis's legacy?
She got really mad at him. It was kind of...
He's got... I wouldn't say that this is like a hot guy, but I will say he does have a... He has a quality. You have to believe in yourself on such a high level to do this that, like, I do think, like, some of his, like, attractiveness is, like, coming from that.
Yeah, that's him.
That's your guy?
That's my guy.
Clownvis.
Wow.
Clownvis Presley. And he has a beautiful voice.
Beautiful.
And also, I did look up Rockabilly women as well.
Yes,
and
that's exactly
this
it.
is pretty
Yes.
much...
It was exactly what you described the whole first page of Google.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. I guess I do know what it is, but I wasn't familiar with the music. I've seen... It's like a girl who looks exactly like this.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
This is kind of
Yes.
exactly what I was imagining. Wow,
Yeah.
What a specific type of gal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a lifestyle.
It is. What do you think comes with the Rockabilly lifestyle?
Were you ever a goth?
Was I ever a goth? No.
Did you go through any phase stylistically?
What phase did I go through stylistically?
You're a very stylish person.
I
Now,
appreciate
Were
that.
you ever kind of in a different direction?
You know what I'll say? You know what I'll say about me becoming stylish is like it really was. I never really thought about clothes until in the sixth grade. When I was in the sixth grade. So just to lead up to this, when I was in fifth grade in elementary school, I was kind of known for I like would buy all these shirts with like funny sayings on them. I had this shirt that said like, I thought I had a handle on things, but then the handle broke. And like, I really thought shirts like that were awesome and like incredible. And like people would like read them and be like, oh, funny guy. Oh, we got a funny guy here. And I enjoyed like the attention that I kind of got off of stuff like that. And then I will say I got into middle school and really nobody liked that I was bringing that vibe to the party. Everybody said, get the fuck out of here with that.
No.
We don't like it.
No.
Take that shit off.
No.
And then I was getting kind of flamed for like these shirts. There were shirts that like my mom was getting for me at like Kohl's. And I thought they were really witty and like fun. I got to middle school. They were like, that shit sucks. And then I was like, all right, well, from this day forth, nobody will ever make fun of me about my clothes. They'll have to make fun of me about my personality and who I am on the inside. They'll have to go internal. They can't do the outside's going to be clean. So it's like, you got to really attack me on a deeper level. You're going to have to think more. And that's really where it started. That's really where I started. And I mostly don't. But I will say in terms of clothing phases, there was a time in college where I was wearing like a Frank Ocean bandana around campus. There was a period of time where I was doing that. It looks cool when he's doing it. I don't think it probably didn't look like this when I had it on. Just something about, I just don't think I tucked it and folded it in the same way that he did. But like, best believe, I was doing it. And that was a phase that I don't look back on really fondly, but it's one of those things where it's like, I respect that I was like doing something.
Yeah.
I respect that I like made an attempt at something, even if that. And also, what better space for that than college?
I agree with you.
There's ever a space for you to wear a bandana. Were you ever doing a Rockabilly clothing thing?
I dyed my hair red in college, and people, I guess I found out.
How red?
Well, I found out later that people used to call me the girl with the Ronald McDonald hair. It was kind of puffy.
How did you find that out? Who told you that?
Someone was like, you know what we call you? Tough. And then after college, I went to work at a restaurant where my nickname was Little Piece of Crap.
And they said that to your face?
Yeah, they'd be like, little piece of crap, you got a two-top.
Did you ever address that with the people who were talking to you like that?
Well, I was like, could I get another nickname? They said, no, little piece of crap, you can't.
And where did that come from?
I guess it was just kind of my whole, I guess it was maybe based on, my personality or perhaps, That's hard to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot.
And you couldn't change it. Did anybody call you Joe?
Nope.
Firestone? You have a cool last name.
Yeah, well, that's what they called me, little piece of crap.
Where were you working at this period of time?
I was working at a brunch restaurant that served crepes.
And where was this?
St. Louis.
This was in St. Louis.
You know what's interesting
does
about
this restaurant
crepes?
still exist?
Yeah, you know what's interesting about crepes?
Yeah. What's that?
So, there were there were chicken crepes, and there were beef crepes, and there were goat cheese crepes. Okay?
I thought crepes are supposed to be sweet.
Well, there were sweet ones. Don't worry about that. That's not the point.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay? Men would order the beef crepes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Women would order the goat cheese crepes.
Uh-huh.
Both men and women would order the chicken.
Mm-hmm. That's the end of the story?
Yes. Yes.
I thought you were leading us to something.
What else could I lead you to? I think that was a perfect story, beginning, middle, end.
I guess that's true. I mean, I guess we've cleared up what was happening at this crepe restaurant in St. Louis.
Interesting if you think about it.
But I don't like the fact that they weren't speaking to you correctly. I don't like the fact that they weren't being kind to you.
Listen,
If you work at that crepe restaurant and you're listening, and I know that everybody who works at the crepe restaurant is listening, fuck you.
whoa,
Fuck you for not being nice to Jo Firestone. Say
Whoa.
the name of the restaurant on air.
oh my gosh,
Don't talk to my friend like that.
oh my gosh,
Fuck you.
I love that. That's good.
Do you want to say it to the camera?
Well, you know what else happened at that beautiful restaurant?
What happened?
This was the most amazing thing.
What happened?
So this guy, there was a head chef there
Of course.
that everybody was kind of mean there, and there was a
Yeah.
head chef there that
It seems like it, just based on the nickname they gave
but
you.
he was pretty skinny, but he had a beer belly.
Okay, sure.
And one of the waiters was making fun of him. It's like, why are you so skinny, but you have a beer belly,
He's built like those little worms from Men in Black.
right?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
And then the head chef goes, at midnight, this pumpkin turns into a big old dick.
Yeah.
Can you imagine a more perfect response?
Yeah. Hey, if
At
you're...
midnight, this pumpkin
Uh-huh.
becomes a big old dick.
I mean, he's letting everybody know where he's rocking it. He's letting everybody know he believes in what he's got going on physically,
It's incredible.
which is really beautiful.
It's really incredible.
And man, if you're the head chef from the restaurant, if you're listening, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing, but also be nice to Jo next time you see her. She's doing a lot of cool shit.
Thanks, Devon.
Anyway, I'm sorry. We got off track.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
Young Joe,
Yeah,
you're around a lot of rockabilly stuff,
yeah.
but you're listening to
Who put the bop in the bop shabop shabop? Who put the ram in the ram-a-lam-a ding-dong?
yes, sort of like pompadours.
Yeah,
And like I don't like open shirts.
yeah.
Kind of like what artists kind of embody this to you? What sort of doo-wop artists were you rocking with?
Well, okay, so you like the Chubby Checker, and then like a lot of Otis Redding, which is not doo-wop. That's more soul. But I would say that a lot of both of those, we played a lot of those. This was kind of the height of the mix CD. So you could put Chubby Checker on the same CD as Otis Redding.
How old were you when you were listening to this?
16. I had this van that was really awesome
Okay.
because my brother took out the middle seat
Okay.
so that he could lay down in it,
Oh, I see. Your brother was getting loose.
and then he never put it back. So then I just had a really big van,
Sure.
so it felt like I was kind of driving a limo service around.
Did you put people back there?
Yeah, I put people back there. I say, "What do you guys want to listen to?" And then I would.
And then you'd put on music and they'd be like, not that. You'd put on Chubby Checker and they'd be like, we we'd like to pick something else, please. But then they're so far in the back that they don't really have
Can't
any.
hear you.
Yeah, and they can't touch the music.
They can't touch the music.
Because the middle seat is removed
That's
because
right.
your brother took it out so he could lay down.
Lay down.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Did it bother you at all that you were getting the kind of your brother's like fuck van?
What are you talking about?
That's not the laying down he was doing?
Oh, certainly not. Just laying down.
Just sort of, he was taking naps back there.
Yes, of course. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see. We don't want to besmirch your brother's good name.
Nothing was happening in that. Listen,
Yes.
that van,
Yeah.
just normal van.
It's just a normal van.
Yeah.
Just you as a child driving your child friends back,
Yeah, that's right.
driving them around, listening to music from 6 decades before you were born.
Yes, that's right.
Nothing to see here. Just a couple teenagers listening to music from 1955. It's fascinating. I really am. I'm like, who were you? Who were you?
You know, it's like,
You've got people are calling you Ronald McDonald.
yeah.
You're listening to
I had a back brace.
a back brace.
Yeah.
Did you like get in an accident?
No. My body just needed it. And the back brace, basically the
You were
way.
16 years old with a back brace?
I know I was like 14, 15 with back brace. But the
Was
way.
it like scoliosis?
Yes.
Oh.
And the way the back brace was shaped,
Oh.
it kind of cut off right before the titties.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, it kind of shoved all of my stomach down into, like, just like a big
Little,
fat
like, punch.
little fat pussy there. And it was like you look at me, you're like that, and then the rest of it was like snatched, because it was plastic.
Sure, it was all corset.
Yeah,
it was
like
corset up top.
Yeah, so they're like
Fat
it's
ass
like,
pussy at the
yeah,
bottom.
And what do you have to offer? Well, a fat pussy, and then high titties.
I think there's a world in which people are really knocking on your door.
They could knock on the brace.
Oh.
And you know who was a hot commodity during Red Rover?
Oh, that's true. You weren't, because nobody was breaking through that.
I busted through people.
You were busting through. Yeah. 14 years old, back brace.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah. So yeah.
There's so much to know about you, Jo.
I know. Sometimes people would throw pennies at me, and that was tricky.
And was that is that a St. Louis thing, or that was just
No.
something people did?
That's not a St. Louis.
They're like, yeah, we do thin crust pizza, and we throw pennies at people. That's 314 activities. Y'all wouldn't know about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jo,
Yeah.
let's get into some lyrics here, Jo.
Okay.
You have, I've oftentimes on this podcast talked about how
Were most people on this podcast bullied?
not in the same way as you.
Oh, okay.
Definitely. I don't think we've gotten into as much bullying as like
Okay.
you've mentioned.
Okay. No big deal.
I'd also like to say, if you're listening to this podcast and you bullied Jo Firestone when she was wearing the back brace, fuck you.
Whoa, Devon, you're
Fuck you if you bullied. If you threw a penny at Jo Firestone,
Devon!
if you called Jo Firestone
Devon!
little doo-doo head or whatever she said
Devon!
her nickname
Don't give
was,
them a new nickname.
fuck you. If you
Devon!
called her White Ronald McDonald, the clown girl, because of her hair color,
Devon,
fuck
don't give
you.
them new ideas.
Fuck you for saying that about Jo Firestone. She lives an interesting life.
Devon.
She's a head writer of TV shows. What do you do? Not that.
It got canceled.
You with a couple of the shows she worked on got canceled. But that happens to all of us. That's just the landscape right now. That's why I got a podcast. It's just what happens. Don't fucking talk to Jo crazy.
Devon.
I'll beat your ass.
Devon.
I'll beat your ass.
Devon.
Talking to Jo like that.
Devon.
Fuck you.
Devon.
She's going to say her name on air later, and we're going to find you. That's going to happen. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I think we were talking about this.
We were talking about your song.
Yeah.
You brought a song that I never would have thought to break down the lyrics of. You brought a song that like I feel a real personal connection to.
Mm-hmm.
And you brought a song unlike anyone else. No one's ever brought this specific vibe to the table.
I'm surprised.
Jo, tell the people the song that you decided to bring.
I decided to bring the Cha-Cha Slide by DJ Casper.
Yes, and tell me about your relationship with this song. Where did it? What gravitates you towards it?
I love this song because it tells you what to do. It says I love it because it makes everybody dance.
Yeah.
And then he tells you exactly what to do at all times. Which
specific section of the Cha-Cha Slide like resonates with you the most?
Go to work.
And you know what? And that's a great part because it's like so much of it is like instructional and it's like do slide to the left, slide to the right, reverse. Go to work, I do like because it's just sort of like, hey, I've been steering the ship. Hey, you go ahead and put your hands on the wheel. You take this little car wherever you want it to go. You drive it in whatever direction you want it to. Like I do like that element of it. I do like that go to work that could be whatever type of work you'd like it to be. And when he says go to work, which portion are you like what are you doing with that?
What work am I doing?
Yeah, what work are you doing when he's saying go to work?
Usually I'll kind of go side to side. Go to
work.
Take it back now, y'all. Yeah, and then I love Take It Back Now, y'all.
I like Take It Back.
2 hops and slide. 2 hops and slide. Chins up.
And what was that one? This is a song, we were talking about this a little bit off mic. The Cha-Cha Slide is a song that to me hasn't existed. The song came out in the year 2000, but I don't remember a time before it. You know what I'm saying? This seems like a song that has existed I mean, I guess it has existed for a good chunk of our life, more of our lives than it hasn't.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think I've ever been to a wedding where this song doesn't come on.
I love when this song comes on. I love when this song comes on. I love when Shout comes on.
Oh, I haven't been to a lot of weddings that have Shout at them. Yeah, I guess I'm going to the wrong type of events.
And then,
if you get married, are you playing Shout at the wedding?
Of course.
Okay.
A little bit softer now. Everybody's getting lower.
Are you playing Chubby Checker at your wedding?
Oh, sure. But I would say that I think that with Cha-Cha Slide, okay, it really just gets everybody, like, you can't sit there.
That's
You can't sit there. You can't sit there.
I feel like that's kind of part of the trick that DJs bring in, right? If it feels like, it's kind of like a cheat code for DJs.
Yeah.
If it feels like, if you're at a wedding or at prom or whatever and it feels like it's dying down, you put on one of these types of songs and it's like, okay, now we've kind of got to, the Cha-Cha Slide, I would say, is probably my favorite, like, line dancing song. This, or I do enjoy the Electric Slide.
You don't care about the Cupid Shuffle.
I'm not fucking with the Cupid Shuffle. I'm going to be honest with you.
Wow.
I don't like it because I think I was in high school when the Cupid Shuffle was like a hit song. The Cupid Shuffle, the Wobble, those are ones that like I was actually around when they were hit songs and people were making me do it so much that I grew to resent these songs.
Wow.
I grew to like, I don't want to do the Wobble. I'm never doing the Wobble again. I remember specifically being like, I was at a party in college and it wasn't that good of a party because people were doing the Wobble. And it was just at like somebody's apartment. And I remember a bunch of people getting up and doing the Wobble. And I remember everybody being like, come on, Devin, come on. Because it's like, it was a small enough group where it's like, you could recognize if one person wasn't doing it. And I was the only person. I was truly sitting in the corner being like, this fucking shit. And everybody was like, come on, Devin, come on. Like, it was like people that I had like a biology lab with when I was in college. And first off, the party wasn't good. And secondly, the party wasn't good. And there was a girl that I liked at the party who like I didn't know was seeing somebody until I got there. But then I couldn't leave. That was the main reason that I came. Then the party was bad. Then she's over there fucking wobbling around with this fucking asshole. And then I'm sitting there just being pissed off and they're like, oh, Devin, get up. You have to do it too. And I remember being like, I'll never do this dance again. This is ass. This shit is really not fun to me. I'm never going to do this dance again. And I haven't since.
Wow.
I do fuck with the Cha-Cha Slide though.
Because like, you know what would be great?
What's up?
Because I think it's like, yes, this song it's a mood booster.
Yeah.
But like, like when those times where you're like having a really bad day and then you turn on music because you're having such a bad day.
Absolutely.
You're so grumpy, so mad.
I've had many days like this.
Yeah. You're so pissed. And it's like, if you're listening to Cha-Cha Slide.
You can't be mad.
No.
Yeah.
And so you're listening to that. You're like sometimes, okay. So like, Okay,
Yeah.
so like in LA,
Mhm.
I spent a lot of days driving angry,
Yeah, totally.
right?
Mhm.
And I would listen to these songs on the way to work that was like, "You're gonna have a good day today,"
Yeah.
and it was like there's one song where I was like, it was truly like, "This is your day, you're gonna have it, it's gonna happen, good day," and I got into a car accident with that playing, and it's like. I really relied on it, and it was like Cha Cha Slide was on that mix because I was like, you gotta get into it.
Yeah.
You gotta get into the mood.
Jo, are you, just to be clear, are you listening to the Cha Cha Slide just sort of like by yourself?
Yeah. Why would I not?
Jo, you just like will be like, if you're like alone at your apartment, would you just put on the Cha Cha Slide and just like listen to it?
Yeah. It's good. It feels good to listen to.
Do you do the dance
Sometimes.
by yourself?
Yeah, sometimes. But it feels good. It feels good. Genuinely, it feels good.
I believe it. I guess it's never occurred to me to put on a group dancing song by myself.
And trust me, I know it sounds weird.
Yeah, a little.
But the thing is when you're having a bad moment.
Yeah, you got to find whatever you can find to lift yourself out of it.
Yeah, like you know that song "Good Day" by Nappy Roots.
How does it? Could you sing it for us?
Dunk 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 dunk. Gonna have a good day. Sunrise over the top today.
Ain't nobody gonna die.
Yeah.
That's not by Nappy Roots.
What?
That's not by the Nappy Roots.
No.
That's not by the Nappy Roots.
Come on.
I'm pretty sure that's a Scarface song.
No.
Am I wrong?
Find it. Find it.
Wait a second.
What?
Hey,
What?
Jo, I might
What?
stand corrected.
What?
I might stand corrected. It absolutely is a Nappy Roots song.
Is it?
I'd like to apologize to
Okay.
right here on this is our
Wow.
this is my first time apologizing to a white person on the air. And I hope that it's the last time.
Yeah, I hope
but
so
I will
too.
I will say, Jo, bottom of my heart, I
Wow.
apologize. This is a Nappy Roots song.
Yeah.
And
You could just cut this.
no, I won't.
Okay.
I won't. I gotta stand on this.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
Wow.
it's anyway, sometimes you need to this song actually does make me happy.
It makes me so happy.
This song actually does do the thing. Like most songs in that vein where it feels like they're like so intentionally trying to like boost me up.
Yeah.
Most of the times I like roll my eyes at those
Yeah.
types of songs. That one in particular, I'll be bobbing my head. I'll be bobbing my head and smiling.
I got so depressed in LA. I got this little keyboard
Yeah.
and I learned how to play that first part. Where it's like
Dun,
dunk
dun,
dunk
dun,
dunk
dun,
dunk
dun,
dunk
dun,
dunk
dun, dun,
dunk.
dun.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And I
Did
just
you ever
played-
learn the rest of the song?
Nope. But it was like you just need it.
Yeah. That's really nice.
Yeah.
What, in terms of these sort of line dance songs,
Yeah.
because you know where I stand on some of these.
Yeah.
Do you have sort of like an unofficial ranking of like, obviously it's Cha Cha Slide
Yeah.
number 1. And then just to lay the rest of them out, we've got the Cha Cha Slide.
Yeah.
We've got the Wobble.
Yeah.
We've got the Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah.
We've got the Electric Slide, which
Yeah.
is a little bit, every white person doesn't do the Electric Slide. Was that in your?
Yeah. I
You're-
love the electric slide. Yeah.
And then am I missing anything?
Okay, so
Then there's line dances if you like are a
Right.
country person.
but let me just suggest this.
Go ahead.
Like the locomotion.
I don't. But do you know the dance to the locomotion?
I feel like there is one.
Do you do it?
Step up, step back. You know you think you got the. Mm-hmm.
You're right. I mean,
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now.
Come on, baby, do the
Don't you-
locomotion.
I feel like the twist. Also, I would say Soldier Boy.
Okay, now we're getting into a beautiful territory.
I don't-
Now you're kind of speaking my language. Is that how you do it?
No. But that I feel like that's everyone knows to do that dance.
That's true. I also like that hit me at the exact right time. That hit me like
Are you the same age?
Yeah, me and Soulja Boy, he might be slightly older than me, but like we're more or less, he was a teenager, I was a teenager when that was happening.
That music video changed the internet.
I remember when I was in high school, I'm from Texas, big football culture place, like whatever. And so the pep rallies were like, people kind of cared about them. And I remember one specific pep rally, the dance team performed and the band did a version of Cranked Out by Soulja Boy. I mean, the most insane crowd I've ever seen in my life. You could have, the sound, I feel like you could have heard us from 10 miles away for how excited when the first like,
that's so cool! I love that!
The dance team did the whole dance, then of course they added their own little moves to it.
I love that.
What would you say is your favorite part of the Soulja Boy dance? What part of that gravitates to you
I
most?
love when you're going, the last time you're going in one direction, and then you go in the other direction.
But you know it's not a line dance though.
No, but everybody's like, okay.
Everybody's kind of in formation.
Everybody knows. And everybody's like, "Zhuboop." You know what I mean? That's cool.
The jaboop.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay. So it's like, din, 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 and then, you know what I'm talking about?
No. Do you know how to do the dance?
Yeah.
Do one move. I'm also looking up the video for the locomotion. It doesn't seem to be...
You show me what you think the dance is.
Oh, this is the locomotion. It's not that fly of a dance, if I'm being honest. This girl's not really... It's like a blonde white lady with like... you know what I will say about white people from the 80s is they really did... They had a cool hair situation worked out. The big 80s hair, I feel like white people need to circle back to that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when white people was really cooking. The big.
Yeah, you like the big.
I like the big joint. This is more 70s, but like the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
You know, what they had going on hair-wise it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. I also just learned, this was just pointed out to me, because I haven't listened to a lot of like rock music from that era, because that wasn't really what my like family was into.
Yeah.
I just realized that there was only like one really handsome guy in the Bee Gees.
Do you think
Yeah.
that musicians have had to get hotter?
Oh, easily. By far. I think everybody's had to get, anybody who's like on television has to be way hotter than they used to. You used to be allowed to be straight up ugly and it didn't matter. You used to be, your teeth used to be fucked up. Now everybody's jackedish, everybody's on steroids. Yeah. They're strong as hell. Everybody's got veneers. Yeah. Everybody looks symmetrical in a way that like it's kind of uncanny valley at a certain point.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't even look like a person because like you've had so much shit going on, but that's how everybody has to look. So maybe you were feeling crazy in Los Angeles. Maybe it was like you're just looking like a regular person. Everybody else looks like a freak.
I think everybody looks really good.
Jo, we've got a couple of lyrics that are suggested by some fans.
Okay.
Do you want to dive into those?
Yeah, I would.
Actually, okay, we got one this week. Let's see. This is from Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay.
She
was just on Love Island. She did a great job.
She was with her swimsuit line.
She did a great job.
With the Megan Thee Stallion swimsuit, I have seen it, and I am like, I'm just like, she's the only person who probably is gonna look good in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that works on your like body that nobody else has what you have.
I think it's like real. The older I get, I don't know what's happening.
With swimsuits?
I got pubes everywhere.
Oh, sure.
Like up and down my torso.
Yeah. You think that's
I got them on my back.
You think that's as a result of the back brace? You think the back brace
I don't know what
pushed
happened.
so much pussy stuff down that like
I got them on my arms.
Now your pubes are in places they weren't supposed to be?
I cannot imagine everybody wearing these swimsuits. They are like tiny.
Little, just like a little cutout.
This like, hey, guess what? What if you tried this on? And I want to try it on once just to say, look what happened to me. Look what my body's done. I feel like my body would go chomp, chomp, chomp. I say, where'd that swimsuit go? It's disappeared.
It's in you now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is a lyric from a Megan Thee Stallion song called "Freak Nasty," and it says, "Stormy Daniels, head from the head of state." Well, I got to dig more into this. I need to see.
What was the prompt?
What was the prompt?
Someone just emailed you this. Loose.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, leading into that, the lead-in bar is a fancy top, give me head in a beret. And then there's an ad-lib that goes, ooh la la. And then it says, Stormy Daniels, head from the head of state. Okay, I think she's using, she's saying she's getting head from a presidential type figure. Or is it she's the head of state and she's giving head?
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well,
she's Stormy Daniels in this situation.
Oh, you think so?
I can't.
Yes, I think so. I know what you're saying.
She's Stormy Daniels?
She's Stormy Daniels,
or is the person that she's talking to Stormy Daniels and she's the head of state?
I think that's exactly it. That's the second one.
Okay, it's that.
Yeah. She's talking about some... Yeah, right?
Okay.
I feel like she would be the head of state in this situation.
The way that Megan Thee Stallion talks about, like, she talks about fucking in a way that I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm doing it right.
Oh, absolutely.
She talks about fucking in a way that I'm like, whatever you're up to, I don't think I've ever seen it, and I definitely can't do it.
Do you think that if you had GoPro access to Megan Thee Stallion for 24 hours?
If we could just see.
Do you think that you'd be like, my life is so different? Or would you think my life is actually more similar than I thought?
I think it'd be
GoPro access.
I think it'd be, you're not even talking about.
She has a hat on.
And she's just walking around living her like day-to-day life.
Yeah,
I think our lives are different in a way that like I can't even fathom.
Okay.
I think every aspect of her life is so much busier and crazier than my life is. And people really like, I'd imagine you have this too, where it's like when I walk around, like every now and again, somebody will be like, oh, hey, I saw you on the thing. Hey, I like that. I feel like if you see Megan Thee Stallion, I feel like people are like literally like passing out and being like,
yes.
And that's not a single person is. Although I will say one time I was like walking around this is like a couple weeks ago, I went back home and I was like at a bar and somebody just goes, whoa.
That's fun.
And never said anything else.
That's
we didn't
really
even
fun.
We didn't even introduce ourselves. And then this person like DM'd me after, was like, sorry I did that. I just like didn't know that I would see you at this like random bar. And I was like, oh well.
That's really fun.
What's the craziest reaction that somebody's given you when they see you from a thing? I just saw you on the Tonight Show the other night.
Nah. a lot of people DM me after if I've been on television or something. They DM me afterwards saying I should go to the hospital.
For anything in particular, or just kind of generally?
Like the look that I have, they're like, you gotta get. Like it happens almost every time consistently.
Can people DM you? Because you're off.
Or they'll email me.
People have your email?
Like through my website. They'll find my website and they'll be like, I got to tell you something. Because you know that one guy that was on Oprah and then people were like, you're sick. And then it turns out that he was really, really sick.
I don't know who this is. Jo. Jo.
Yeah.
We've got something that we've never had before. This is the first on the podcast.
Which is what?
We got a voicemail from a fan.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You are so popular. This is great. This is great news.
I don't know if we have any other voicemails, but I know we got this one for sure.
This is great.
All right.
That's great. I want to hear this.
They've left a voicemail.
Okay.
We've got headphones so we can listen to it.
Right.
Let's go ahead and pop those on.
Long time, first time, I guess, if that's how we should start this. But, I know a lot of people talk about their favorite verses, and they always bring up, some classics. And mine's not exactly a classic. It's a recent one. But I could talk about this verse all the time. I've played it to a bunch of my friends. And it's a verse from Danny Brown's Really Dough, packed with great verses, amazing wordplay and bars in there. But Earl Sweatshirt has the best verse and maybe the best verse I've ever heard in my entire life. I think about it all the time.
Wow.
There's a line where he says, I was a liar as a kid, so now I'm honest as fuck. I never passed my mama no blunt and kept my head straight. Killer. Just there's like, it's all amazing. It's all killer. And then my other favorite part is when he says, I'm at your house, like, why you got your couch on my chucks? It's just packed with, like, great lyricism, wordplay. Earl is one of the best guys of all time. Yeah, it's just the best. It's fucking amazing. Thank you so much for your time, and big fan, Devon. Love you.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I guess ultimately that was just a guy being like, this song's cool.
Yeah. This is obviously you're doing great stuff.
I'm trying.
Obviously, this podcast is fun.
Yeah.
The fact that you're making a space where people can just call into an answering machine and say their favorite parts of a song we're making progress.
We are.
This is the goal.
We are taking a step forward. I will say I do appreciate my man from Michigan calling this in. I do like the bar, I'm at your house like, why you got your couch on my chucks, which I feel like is a reference to, it's a Chappelle Show reference, I think.
Okay.
It's a Chappelle Show reference,
Yeah.
I think, to like him, like Rick James putting his like shoes all over your couch.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like posing it that way. Like, I'm so in your space that I'm like, oh, my shoes are supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Why your couch is here? I do, what the fuck, what the fuck is your couch doing where my shoes is at?
Mm-hmm.
I do like that part. Yeah, thank you so much. And going forward, y'all, if y'all want to send in lyrics, send in some stuff that you think is insane or funny or off the wall.
I think
we'll dig into it.
I think you should just send in, going forward, if you're listening, I think you should just send in stuff you like. Because that is good. That is good for the soul.
I like this guy was like, yeah, I listen to this a lot and like, it's tight.
Yes, we want more of that.
And that's just kind of the end of the story.
I'm just a guest here, but we do want more of that.
Nah, Joe, you're definitely gonna be back.
Wow.
This has been a fun time.
Wow.
There's been nothing else like it. Wait, before we go, do you have a definitive listing of your favorite line dance songs?
Oh, sure. Okay, so I think that Cha Cha Slide's up there is number 1.
Okay.
Electric Slide is 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna put Hokey Pokey.
Oh, doesn't get discussed enough.
We never even talked about that.
We even talk about the Hokey Pokey.
Shoot.
We never talked about turning yourself around. We ain't never even acknowledged none of that. And that's on us. That's on us. And as a podcast, we gotta grow. We got somewhere else to go. We never even talked about the Hokey Pokey. I apologize to the creator of the Hokey Pokey. If you're still with us, I don't think you are. You probably passed. But like to the family of the person who invented the Hokey Pokey, just know like we see you and you're not forgotten, and we love you and we care for you in a real way. And we're sorry we're just now getting to you.
Can I tell you something really great? I was looking up Cha Cha Slide.
Yeah.
And I saw this Reddit post under the subreddit Ask an American. And it was like, what am I supposed to do during Charlie Brown?
Okay, I never got to talk about this, but the Charlie Brown is my favorite part.
Are you serious?
I love Charlie Brown because I'm not 100% sure. In my mind, I'm not going to get up and do it, but
with your fingers.
In my mind, the Charlie Brown is kind of like a
Yes, I think that's what it is too.
It's like it's that, like, because those kids danced in a way that like you'd never really seen before. I did like in the Charlie. There was always a kid in the Charlie Brown in like the cartoons who was always going like,
yes,
like that. The kid who's always wasn't, and he's like turning his head from left to right. That was always my favorite. I like that little guy. Who was that? Franklin? It don't matter. Whichever kid it was, though, I was fucking with his movements.
Wow.
And I guess actual Charlie Brown though, that was his dance, right? I like that because I've never seen a person do that. And yeah, and I like that he included it in there. Maybe that was like a dance in Chicago that was like popping off.
Oh,
They dance different in Chicago. Chicago's all like, you know what I'm saying? You ever seen like Chicago people dance? And it's all, and all the songs are like, she stank, she stank, she stank. She stank. She stank. 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 Like that's Chicago style of music. It is. And if anybody from Chicago is listening, it's like that is what their music. It's like there's a literal. This is an actual song where it's like it goes. She got a big old dookie booty. It's a big. If we've got Chicago listeners, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know about dookie booty. It's a Chicago thing. What is there a hit St. Louis song that you'd like to shout out before we go?
Well, I would say that like Country Grammar was probably the big hit St. Louis song, but people, Nelly.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Me and Gary, who we need to have on the podcast. Gary, good friend of mine and yours.
Yeah.
Also St. Louis native. Were y'all from similar parts of St. Louis?
I think
I keep getting ready to end the podcast and introducing brand new thoughts.
I would say that we didn't go to the same high school. I would say that we were probably like 10 miles apart.
Okay, got you. He oftentimes talks about like this sort of like late 90s, early 2000s time in St. Louis where like it was like going nuts. Where it was really, I feel like I imagine St. Louis as a town where it was like its heyday was kind of a while ago. But he did say like kind of when Mark McGwire and like and the Cardinals were like really popping off. Yeah. Mark McGwire was kind of the center of the baseball world. And then you've got the like Rams when you guys, RIP, when you guys had the Rams in St. Louis. Kurt Warner.
Yes.
That they're like going to the Super Bowl and like that's really good. And then Nelly comes out.
Oh my.
He was like the city was on fire.
Yeah.
Is this how you remember it as well?
Yeah. A huge moment. Huge moment.
Which part did you gravitate towards the most? Were you bumping a lot of Nelly? Was that?
I think Nelly was probably my favorite of those. Yeah.
It was Nelly and Chubby Checker.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
On the mixtape?
Yeah, but it was really good. Like Nelly, whenever Nelly would come on, people would really go nuts. Yeah. It was really nuts.
Should I visit St. Louis? I've never been, but I know a lot of people from there. Should I visit St. Louis?
Yeah, I think you should.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd like it.
How often do you go back?
I go back like maybe 4 times a year, but I could give you some recommendations.
I do want to try the pizza.
I think you'd love it.
I do want to try the pizza.
It's delicious.
And you guys are a big like toasted ravioli city.
I think you'd love that stuff.
I'm trying to see what's going on with that stuff. Jo, thank you so much for being
Thanks
here.
for having me.
Is there anything you'd like to plug or like tell the people before we get out of here?
Oh, sure. I'd love to plug my book.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It's called Murder on Sex Island.
Hell yeah.
And it's a murder mystery that takes place on a reality show called Sex Island.
Whoa.
Where they have sex with each other. People that are best at sex win $100K.
People who are the best at sex.
Yeah.
I'm excited to dig into this.
Yeah, if somebody gets killed.
And also go pick up... That makes sense because of the murder mystery.
Well,
of it all.
Yeah, you know.
Do you know is it a mystery who gets killed or it's a mystery who like is it just like someone goes missing?
Well, they do go missing and then they do get killed.
And then they do get killed once they go missing. Mm-hmm. And then you got to figure out who done.
Of course.
Jo, thank you so much for being here. Also pick up Jo's card game, Fruits.
Wow, Devon.
Fruits the game.
Devon.
I have it. I'm an owner of Fruits. Yeah,
Devon.
Yeah, pick up Fruits the board game.
Devon, you're plugging Fruits?
Yeah.
Wow. And check out Rummikub.
Is that yours as well?
No, I just love it.
Jo Firestone, everybody.
Wow.
Thank you so much for being here,
Thank you for
friend.
having me. Beautiful time.
My Favorite Lyrics is a production by Disco Nap. If you guys like what you hear, leave a review and tell a homie about the show. And make sure to follow us at My Favorite Lyrics Pod on all social platforms, except for Twitter. We offer that. You can learn more about this week's guest and the My Favorite Lyrics team by checking out the show notes. And thank you to the guys that made this show happen. Our executive producer, Lauren Mandel, our associate producer, Carmen Kerrigan, Chris Mueller, who engineered the episode. We'll catch y'all next week.